It's great to have a dream. It's great to have goals. It's great to have milestones. It's great to have all those things. But really, the inch pebbles, that's what are you doing every day? If you don't do something different every day, you're not going to get a different result in 5, 10, 15, 20 years.
If you have just dreams but no inch pebbles, you're in trouble. If you have just inch pebbles but no dreams, you're also in trouble because you're going to be wandering around and not have a lot of direction. So you need direction, but you also need the how and the now in the inch pebbles.
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another episode of Next Level University, where we teach you how to level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. We hope you enjoyed our latest episode. It was episode number 1316. Does a life without problems exist? Short answer, most likely not. Today, for episode number 1317, 4 words you must understand when it comes to your goals. This is going to be a quick episode because I am on another podcast in 14 minutes. So this is going to be a quick one. Alan, this is your framework. This is your idea. Get to it, my friend.
Fire round. Okay, so 4 words you must understand when it comes to your goals. Number 1, dreams. This will make sense in a second. Number 1 is dreams. Number 2 is goals. Number 3 is milestones. Number 4 is inch pebbles. I was on the phone with a new client, got a new client this week, super pumped, and I said, this is kind of the system. So this person got referred to me from someone who's been coaching with me for 5 years. So I was like, whenever I get on a call, I want to understand where the other person's awareness is. How much has this other person explained to you what my coaching is like? And I'm also trying to gauge too, like, where do I start? I don't want to overwhelm this person, but I also want it to be valuable. I'm always trying to find that sweet spot. So anyways, I pull up the whiteboard on Zoom and I draw this out, and there's a big arrow on the left and there's a star at the top. And I say, dreams. What is your dream? Give me one sentence. Try to condense your dreams into one sentence. And that's a challenge in and of itself. Okay. But one sentence of what your dream is. This has to be something that is at least a decade out. A dream is something, in my opinion, that's long-term, super long-term. So 10 plus years out. Then below that, I write goals. And then in parentheses, I put 2023. For me, goals in my coaching are this year. Then below that, I have to burp. I write milestones. Milestones, I put in parentheses Q2. So Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4 quarters. We just entered Q2 at the beginning of April. I'm very burpy this morning. I apologize. Below that, and this is the most important piece, but you need all 4, is inch pebbles. This is fairly new. We were at Next Level Live and Amy Lenius, she was the MC, and she said there's power in the pebbles. I agree 1000%. Because we have these huge dreams that are a decade out. For us, the most successful and positively impactful holistic self-improvement podcast in history. Huge dream. Where do you start? So that would be the dream, okay? The goals, Kevin and I each have 3 goals that are for 2023 specifically. Milestones, we each have 3 milestones that are for Q2 specifically. And then inch pebbles is peak performance tracking. Inch pebbles are the habit. So if you know the habits that you have to do daily, the milestones that you want to hit quarterly, that lead to the goals that you want to hit annually, that lead to the dreams that you want to ultimately achieve. I think this is a really, really, really powerful framework that will help you. I call it dream streamlining. Very attractive title, I know. Dream streamlining. And really what it does is it sets up the train tracks for you. So I was on the phone with one of my other clients, shout out to Miles. Miles is a young man. He has these big dreams. Wealth goals, health goals, you name it. Started weight training recently, so shout out to Miles. And we went through this whole thing. And in the WhatsApp group that I use for my coaching, it shows all of these. It shows his dream. It's a statement. It shows his goals, top 3 goals for 2023. And then it shows the milestones, which are the top 3 milestones for Q2 only. And the inch pebbles is the peak performance tracker, which is the habit tracking. So again, if anyone needs help, please reach out with this. But that's the 4 words you must understand when it comes to your goals. Because if you have just dreams but no inch pebbles, you're in trouble. If you have just inch pebbles but no dreams, you're also in trouble because you're going to be wandering around and not have a lot of direction. So you need direction, but you also need the how and the now in the inch pebbles.
Permission to put the coach hat on real quick.
Oh, yeah, man.
Dreamlining.
Dreamlining.
Simple.
Better than dream streamlining?
Definitely. 100%. That's a great, I mean, that's a company name right there. Dreamliner. Oh my gosh. People would pay millions of dollars for that.
I'm not as strong on the titling. That's why you do the titles,
That's
man.
why I do. Well, I'm the artist. I'm the creative. I'm the creative on the team.
I'm the framework man.
You're the framework guy. You and I have had these conversations many times behind the scenes where I'll say, hey, just so you know, that person doesn't actually intend on accomplishing what they're telling you. Now I understand why. Because they are only looking at the dream. They're not looking at the goals. That's it. Now I understand at a deeper level. So at the very beginning, Alan was like, oh, you want to be Joe Rogan? And I was like, yeah, I'd love to have a podcast as successful as Joe Rogan's. That was my dream. I had no idea nothing. I didn't know what
goals,
the inch pebbles,
the milestones, or the inch pebbles.
No idea.
Oh.
So now that's a highlight or highlighting pieces of my awareness, because anytime I've ever said to you, hey, just so you know, this person does not intend on accomplishing what they're saying. It's a dream. They don't understand actually how to break down that dream. So somebody will come to us and say, I plan on being whatever. I plan on being an international speaker. I plan on being a millionaire, whatever it is. But that's it. Then they just go about their life normally, assuming that eventually they're going to do the thing that makes them accomplish the goal. That's why these 4 words are so important, because it's great to have a dream. It's great to have goals. It's great to have milestones. It's great to have all those things. But really, the inch pebbles, that's what are you doing every day? If you don't do something different every day, you're not going to get a different result in 5, 10, 15, 20 years.
Hey, I wanted to give my experience working with Kevin and the rest of the Next Level University team. It has been such a seamless relationship. He is so easy to work with, Kevin, and he gives you all the information you need, but doesn't overwhelm you. He's also meets you where you're at. So whatever you want to do, he'll make it work. And it's just, there's no stress, there's no drama. And everybody else that I've worked with has been patient with me because I am not technologically savvy. So they've been helpful and patient and just encouraging. And it's just been a fantastic experience. I highly, highly recommend working with them.
I want to bring everyone behind the scenes for a second too. We did a relationship talks event recently about emotional immaturity, and it's Emilia's content, not mine. And we talked about it on one of the episodes last week, I believe. But I told her, I said, sweetheart, now that my therapist has this great analogy. She said, you know how you're at the eye doctor's and you're trying to read ABCD or whatever, and you can't see it? And then you put the lens on and all of a sudden you can see it. I said, that's what that event was for me. I can't unsee emotional immaturity now that I know the label. It's like I have this lens on and now I see it in myself too. I'm a super emotionally immature at times, like seriously. But now I understand that drama in my life is completely connected to emotional immaturity. And I have yet to find an exception to that rule. So for me, this was life shattering. Emilia's like, I don't understand. Like, that's so obvious. I said, no. That's obvious to you. It's always been obvious to you. And I just had this moment right here, Kev, where this, for me, I've never, ever had a dream where I don't break this down. I've never, ever set a goal or a dream without actually intending on it and then also breaking down the goals, the milestones, and the inch pebbles. And more importantly, the metrics, like the math, like the tracking piece. Even when I wasn't habit tracking, I was tracking in my head, right? And so for you, you're saying that people just kind of like go about their day and still think the dream will happen?
I mean, that was my experience. That was my experience. And I think
did you expect to have that happen?
I don't know. I think there's a big difference between desiring and expecting. I desired for it to happen. I don't know if I expected it to happen. I think for a lot of us, that's the same thing. It's like I want it to happen, so that's pretty
What's
much
different
it.
for you now? Because now you're like this. I mean, you don't just set dreams and then like go about your day.
No,
right?
no. But I don't know. I think I just try to approach it. It's just all it is you have to understand the inputs and the outputs. And I think when it comes to success for many people, it's a challenge. Again, myself included. I know what I know now at a very deep level, but like just use dieting as an example. I just started a diet and everything I'm doing is based on what the goal is, right? The dream, quote unquote, is 170 pounds by September. That's 15 pounds in 15-ish weeks, 16 weeks, something like that.
So within this framework, Kev, that would be the milestone. Because
Well,
that
yeah, I
would
guess
be within Q2.
Yeah.
And then the goal would be to be, I don't know, at your old best or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe you haven't done this whole process. But
Yeah.
can I ask you, can we do this with you real quick? I know we don't have a ton of time. We've got a couple minutes. Okay. What's a dream of yours? Like that car. There, perfect. Okay, let's do this. Okay, that car behind Kevin, if you're on YouTube, you can see his little mini car. That's the AMG GTR.
Nice. Well
Mercedes
done.
or whatever.
Well done.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Or whatever. Sorry to minimize your dream. Okay, so $260,000 car or whatever.
I'll have to get the exact number. It's expensive. It's not cheap.
Okay, there's the dream. Decade plus. We're not gonna get you.
No.
I mean, maybe, but
I'd
we'll
like
see.
that.
Yeah, that would be hard. Not hard because we couldn't do it, but we shouldn't do it. But anyways, okay, so that's the dream. All right, what's the goal? In 2023, what do you have to do in order to make sure that dream happens?
That's the hard part. I have to make twice as much money as we did last year. That's
Perfect.
the best measurement I have.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
okay, that's good. Okay, so we have to make twice as much money as we did last year, so double the business. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's $536,000 gross revenue. Okay, now what's the milestone for Q2?
Probably another, specifically for me, it's probably like another 15 NLPS clients.
Perfect. Okay, now what's the inch pebble?
The number of free calls I'm doing.
Perfect. That was dreamlining.
Dreamlining.
Right there. That was dreamlining. I never knew, and again, it was Emilia's genius zone with the emotional immaturity thing. So of course she always looked from that lens, and she can't understand what life would be like without that. For me, that's this.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be bashful about that. That process was already in my head for your car. Not only my dreams, for your dreams.
Yeah.
And again, if anyone's curious or wants help with this, please reach out. This is my favorite thing in the entire world.
Think of it this way, and I do got to go because I got to get in this interview, but think of it this way. Alan and I just did that in 1 minute. Imagine 30 minutes, like a free call with Alan for 30 minutes. You'll be able to at least get this done. You don't even have to work with him after. Like, you'll be able to sit down and say, again, that's what I think that's the beauty of this is there's a lot of clarity in that. When you get clarity, you get specifics, and when you get specifics, you get a more powerful opportunity. So yeah, just to sell your time a little bit more for you.
Thank you, brother. And then after that, it's just self-discipline. And then you can decide, you know what? I don't want this goal because I don't want the inch pebbles that come with it.
Understandable. All right, we got to go. Tomorrow for episode number 1318. This was an interesting one for me based on my own life. You actually fail more when you succeed more. I know it's a simple title. I know we talk about that a lot, but I have a very interesting story that'll go along with that. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we do not have fans. We have family. We will talk to you all tomorrow.
Focus on the pebbles. Next Level Nation.